I'm here to talk to you about the particular risks that characterize casual sexual activity. While what I'm going to share can have broad application in your life, inside and outside of a cell, it's particularly relevant to your current situation and to the circumstances surrounding getting some strange on the down low when you're stuck in the hole, which of course is to say, perhaps more simply, sex while incarcerated. Now, what exactly is safe sex? Sex inherently entails risks related to disease, of course, but also pregnancy and even emotional vulnerability. Let's unpack this spectrum of risk. Safe sex primarily names behaviors that do not pose a risk for the transmission of sexually transmitted infections. These would include sexual acts done in the context of a trusting, sexually monogamous relationship, or sex with partners who are regularly tested and know their STI status. Safer sex names that there's no way to 100% avoid all risk when engaging in sexual activity. Safer sex names that various behaviors lie along a spectrum of inherent risk. We'll talk about safest sex in a minute. A few notes regarding the particular risk of disease. There are higher rates of chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, viral hepatitis, and HIV within the incarcerated population. Put simply, the risks are higher here. Nowadays, these are all treatable and survivable, but costly diseases that one should do everything within their power to avoid. Now, safest sex. While abstinence may not be a normal part of your sexual habits outside of here, in order to avoid all risk of STIs, you might seriously consider abstaining entirely from sexual activity for the relatively short duration of your stay here. We know that your sexual urges are real, so you may also consider the alternative of masturbation for finding sexual release. Sexual urges can be very strong, we know, sometimes seemingly irresistible, but they are ultimately just information our body has given us that we can develop a sense of freedom in how we respond to. Let me recommend using this unique gift of quiet alone time while incarcerated and taking up a practice that could help expand upon that freedom of choice. The practice of meditation. When we take up a meditative practice, we gain what we call flexibility over time. It builds up. I'm not talking about physical flexibility. I'm talking about psychological or mental and emotional flexibility. The practice of meditation can help us gain a kind of distance from our thoughts and feelings, allowing us then to choose how we will act instead of simply reacting automatically according to those feelings. Reading material for how to meditate, further instruction, which lies beyond the scope of this short video, is available at the end of class. Another recommendation, while incarcerated, if you're going to engage in sexual activity, insofar as it is within your power, consider confining your activity to one person. Every new sexual contact increases your risk. You limit your risk exposure by sticking with one person. Some in jail or prison find that they explore same-sex intercourse for the first time. This can be because of a drive to satiate sexual desires that adjusts to the new horizon of possibilities, which is to say, there's only men here, so be it, you work with what you got. This is a common experience among the incarcerated and need not be a cause for shame. Or sometimes someone might become the sexual partner of someone in an arrangement to receive their protection from being harassed or even sexually assaulted by other inmates. This gets very tricky and complicated. Consent is always a goal that both parties be ready and willing, but there are incidences of prison rape that might be at times exaggerated in the popular media, but it's nevertheless real. But do remember, under the Prison Rape Elimination Act of 2003, it is your right to report incidences of sexual assault, and you should exercise it. Now, it's not the policy of Durham County Correctional Facility to provide contraception to its inmates. In fact, it's not the policy of most jails in the U.S. to provide contraception. Given your lack of access to condoms while incarcerated, we'll focus on contraceptive practice for when you get out. Still very relevant, which is hopefully soon. First, a demonstration. Okay. So we have here your This would be your penis here, double barrel shotgun. You have the condom, open it up. It's slippery. You put it on the tip, you spread it down all the way to the base. Look at that. It's as simple as that. So, that's all. You're ready to go. If you're gonna rock the boat, grab a raincoat, don't get AIDS, contain your sprocket spray, and do just wear a condom. Because you don't need a catchy rhyme scheme to remember that if you don't use protection, you can get one of a variety of different life-threatening illnesses. Right? It's hard to forget, really. That about wraps it up. And that's what you should do. You should wrap up your penis. Be safe. No, wait. Be safer. Or safest. Make good choices.